Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Laura Young for an interview today. How are you?
Hi, great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Could we start this with you telling us a little bit about you?
Sure. I'm a makeup artist in Los Angeles. I grew up in San Diego and went to college in Orange County and then moved up to LA. So just Cali girl all the way.
That's great. I love that. Okay, so your career spans acting, makeup artistry, and special effects. When was the moment you realized you wanted to move beyond performing and start shaping characters visually?
Ooh, yeah. I went to college for musical theater, and then they were like, the way that their courses worked out, you're kind of like in tracks that are set ahead of time.
Mhm.
So I did the musical theater track, and then they were like, "Oh, next year you're gonna take ballet," and I was like, "No, I'm not." So then I switched to acting, and then for a theatrical degree, you have to take theatrical makeup because typically for theater you have to do your own makeup. And I loved that course. And I really felt like that was where my heart was pulling me. So I switched my degree to theatrical design and designed a lot of the shows at Cal State Fullerton in Orange County. And just kind of knew that that was where I found my artistic expression was through makeup and design and staying true to the story and staying true to the characters and helping create the image as opposed to being the image.
Sometimes your path finds you in an unpredictably. So I said that wrong. It's unpredictable.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it
Yeah, for
follows you in the
sure.
right path, you find it.
Yeah, I'd always like been interested in makeup. Like even when I was a kid for Halloween, I would do like fun makeup bits, but I didn't know what that entailed or what that meant.
Mm.
So finding it like in college and learning how to work, in a team and in that environment was kind of the defining factor for sure.
Yeah, well, that's great. Okay, so in the film The Suite, you were involved behind the scenes in makeup and appeared in the film itself. How different did it feel balancing those roles in the same project?
That was tough. Would not recommend. Yeah, I've worked on a lot of projects where you have someone who's like the director and the writer and a producer and wears all these hats. And I think no matter how good you are in any of those spaces, something suffers. So in that instance, that was so long ago. What a deep dive. That one, there wasn't a ton of makeup, so I don't feel like that was compromised in any way, but it just was really hard to flip that switch on and off of
Mm.
being true to the character and trying to um do that justice while also being like trying to be in the role, right? And then reaching out and like fixing their hair. Or
Yeah.
like not powdering their face, but then also because my character ended up being the psycho, which was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, you can't really be like in that headspace while also worrying about if their nose was shiny.
Yeah.
So
It'd be
yeah, I
hard to
don't
sit there and say, I just did this and now I have to patch it up, but I've got a line to do next.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, I would not recommend.
Yeah. Do you still love working in film, like in as an
Oh,
actor?
oh, as an actor, oh gosh, uh, I haven't done it in a very long time. I did background work for a long time, and that's kind of how I learned how a set worked.
Mhm.
So like I worked on Glee for 3 seasons,
Oh,
just
yeah.
as like a regular student in the back. So that was where I would watch the makeup team and like see how they worked and see how a set functioned and see
Mm.
how to not be a diva. And I learned a lot from that show. So I really appreciate like my
Mm.
time on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if like something fun were to pop up, maybe, but like it's not, I don't feel like I'm not fulfilled because I'm not like acting anymore. But
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
yeah.
sense. All right. In special effects makeup, realism
Mhm.
is everything. What techniques or materials do you think are currently transforming the industry?
Ooh, I think there's been a huge leap in what we call like prosate transfers, which are essentially like peel and stick wounds. So I had to
Mhm.
use a couple yesterday on a vertical that we just wrapped last night slash this morning. Um, where time is such a construct in the vertical space. So being able, it literally is like a temporary tattoo, but it's a 3D wound.
Mm.
Um, so those have come like a long way in the last couple years, which is wonderful. Um, but I also look at there's a makeup artist, his name is Kazu. He's won a multitude of Oscars, notably Bombshell. He got it for Maestro a couple years ago, and his realism is exceptional, and he's probably one of the top
Mm.
leading artists in the industry. So seeing what he's really good about like doing demos and having talkbacks and really sharing his craft.
That's
Um,
good.
so finding artists in the industry who are excelling in that space and seeing what they do and how they function is like very, very important, I think, for any artist to
Mm.
look into. But it is cool to see what is developing in our space and how things are becoming more realistic.
I love that he's also willing to share that experience. It'd be very beneficial for everyone.
100%. Yeah. It's not very common, so it's great when it does happen, especially someone so notable.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he's amazing. So
Yeah.
he's probably gonna
That goes to show he loves it. It goes to show he
yeah.
loves it, and it just proves that he cares about it so much he's willing to share.
Yeah, I think a lot of really notable artists are starting to do that, and I think they realize like there's one, his name's Tim. He was saying, like what's meant for me, um, I won't lose what's meant for me in terms of
Mm.
like, if that job is meant for me, then I will have it. And if it wasn't meant for me, then it was never mine to begin with. So there
Yeah,
is no competition in the space. Like
that's
it's,
good.
there's enough to go around. And if it's something that was meant for you to have, then you'll have it. So no need
I think
to,
that needs to filter into every space. Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, when designing makeup for a character, do you start with the script, the actor, or the director's vision?
I started the script. I think ultimately every design factor boils down to the script.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I love is breaking down the script because you get into that mindset of how does this person operate on a daily basis? What are their ambitions? What are their goals? And that all factors into how they operate. So, if a character is going through a tough time, they're going to care less about putting on mascara as opposed to someone who's trying to impress. So, it all starts with the script and the character and how to transform into the character. And then once I get the face, then you adjust accordingly. And you help and collaborate with the performer to make sure that your vision is aligned, and that the intention that both of you have of what you want to achieve is on the same page. But that's what's really great about the space is collaboration and
Yes.
teamwork. And
Very
making sure
important.
everyone's aligned in creating the same vision.
Yeah. No, that's very
Yeah.
good. Do they have much freedom in allowing to change the makeup style, or is it kind of like they can collaborate, but is it like set mostly, or do they have a lot of freedom into choosing?
It depends on the project and the performer. I find that if that's where a lot of conversations happen in pre-production of like when you're making sure that everything is aligned and but also staying true to the performer, making sure that they're comfortable because a lot of not a lot, but like, a handful of performers are maybe really self-conscious about certain aspects. of their face or their body, so you want to make sure that like they feel that they're at their best self, but while also staying true to the character. And I love when an actor wants to get ugly. I love when they
Mhm.
want to, like put aside their insecurities at the focus of the character and telling the story. Um,
Yeah.
those are like the best people to work with, because at the end of the day, our top priority isn't about them looking the most beautiful they've ever looked. It's about them
Mm.
portraying the character and making sure
Yeah.
they're true to what the character's intentions are.
Yes, absolutely. It gives you a little bit more freedom to just do what you need to do.
Yeah, trusting. I mean, it's tough because so many actors have been burned. And so I
Mm.
totally
Yeah.
understand coming into a space where there is trepidation, or there is, you got to kind of win them over a little bit or earn their
Yeah.
trust a little bit. So I understand coming into the space, especially if they've had a bad experience with the makeup
Yeah.
artist. That's why like I come in really open and wanting to make sure that they feel like I'm on their side. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I want them to look good and to feel good and to want to collaborate and make sure that we're putting forth the best product we can.
Absolutely. And as you know, I've heard nothing but good things about you, so you're obviously doing the right thing.
We
Mm.
try.
All right. Audiences may underestimate how much makeup affects performances. Could you share an example of a time when makeup design significantly changed how character was played?
Ooh, that's a great question. When it changed how the character was played,
Mm.
um, can you hear her? She's
No,
so loud.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, that's okay. One really good example, I did a film called Touch Me. It went to Sundance and South by, and it's premiering at the end of the month, so that's super exciting. But
Mm.
the lead character, his name was played by Lou Taylor Pucci, who is in Evil Dead, and he really wanted to be a part of the collaboration and pre-production of what this character looked like. So Lou is like a blonde as they come, white guy, and he wanted like black hair. He wanted black lashes. He wanted to tint his brows. We even talked about changing his chest hair to dyeing his
Mm.
chest hair. So it was really cool to find an actor who like really wanted to transform for the character. And then things even escalated even more once he saw the alien version of himself. So
Mm.
he was his human form for most of the film, and then once the effects got rolled in to production, he ended up being this like eight tentacled alien monster that would bite people's hands off. And it was a crazy film, but I saw the wheels turning in his mind once he saw like his alien form, and once he realized uh what the power of his persona as an
Mm.
alien, and how he translated that into his human form. um yeah, that was a crazy film, but it's probably one of my favorite projects to date
Mm.
because it was
Oh,
just
I
it,
love that he
it
wanted to get that much into character. That's really
oh,
cool to see. Yeah.
oh, it's so it's and if you're carrying that much, I'm gonna carry that much,
Yeah.
if you're investing all of this time and effort to making sure that you get to create this whole new person, I want to be a part of that.
Hmm.
So yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
I'm gonna match that energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. What's the most challenging effect you've had to create on screen?
Mhm. Probably for um the last VHS film.
Hmm.
Um I don't know if you've seen the VHS films before, but there's like 6 different like little mini movies in the big film.
I've spoken
So
to Riley Nottingham about VHS Halloween because he was part of
oh
that,
yeah.
but I haven't
We
seen
wa-
them yet.
oh, was he in it? Which one was he in?
Oh, not sure, but he was in one of them.
Okay, so I did makeup for 2 of the segments in the Halloween one. But I don't think he was in ours.
Okay.
Um, but one of the segments was called Fun Size.
Hmm.
And we did Fun Size and we did another one called Coochie Coochie Coo. So Fun Size was about this magical Halloween character that was ridiculous, but there were a lot of like practical effects in that one. So
Mm.
Coochie Coochie Coo was very makeup heavy. So there was a mother character with a full chest piece, full face, hands, prosthetics, and a baby man character with full face prosthetics, bald cap. So that one was very like makeup heavy. And then
Mm.
Fun Size was all practical moments. So at one point, Fun Size, he gets his like hand cut off and candy comes out of his hand. And another effect was, oh, there was a kid on a conveyor belt who gets chopped up into
Mm.
pieces.
Fair
And
enough.
that one was, yeah, tough to figure out. I don't know what the demographic of your audience is. So if this is too
No, it's
crazy,
fine.
it out, I had to make my first penis and
Oh, yeah.
stopped up. So,
Okay.
um, yep, that one was, there were a lot of firsts on that one. So
Mhm.
trying to figure out everything ahead of time. Obviously, you want to make sure you come into a production knowing how to accomplish all of these.
Yeah.
But on the day we were shooting in this warehouse, and it was probably one of the hottest days of the week. And the candy that was shooting out of the tube were these like foam balls covered in acrylic paint. Well, because it was so hot, the acrylic started to melt. So they were all
Oh.
melting together. So they
Mm.
were not moving at all.
Oh.
Um, and the producer was not happy with how that was going. So me and my team of amazing women, um, we were all trying to figure out like, okay, what if we shorten the tube, less amount of space, push it through easier? So we cut the tube, that didn't work. We tried to get gravity on our side, so we moved the tube up and pushed, to push the leaf blower to get them out. That didn't work. And then we covered them in baby powder,
Hmm.
and that kind of did the trick. It wasn't as
Mm.
big as we wanted it to be, but it still was effective enough. And of course, they just VFX it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but that, yeah, that shoot definitely had like a lot of first things to try
Mm.
figure out. But I'm really glad I had like a solid team with me to just bounce ideas off of making sure that everyone ends up happy.
Absolutely. If you had time for that, would freezing them before you need to use them help?
No, because and then it would make them wet.
Ah, good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So they would have just clumped
Stuck
together.
together. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with me, if you don't want something to melt, freeze it, but it doesn't work in
Right,
every instance.
right. Oh yeah, they were. Yeah, I don't even think there was a freezer like in the
Mm.
warehouse. So, nice thought though. Yeah, that definitely.
Might work for something.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Worth a thought.
Yeah, yeah. All right. When working on real life stories, how important is historical accuracy?
Incredibly. I'm
Mm.
a sucker for making sure it is as accurate as possible.
Yeah.
That's something that I take a lot of pride in. So if there is anything that is period or that is, a real person, I'm gonna study the heck out of it and make sure that
Mhm.
it's as close as we can get. Because I think audiences are smarter nowadays and knowledge is so much more accessible.
Yeah.
So even if I'm watching something and it's period, but you can tell the main actress has like lip filler, like it totally takes me out.
Mhm.
So, yeah, accuracy is really important to me. And yeah, I think it just should be important to everyone. That's
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Could you give us an example of when that was like a movie that you did that was like really important that you had to get like perfect?
great question. Super accurate. I can't think of any right now.
I know you did The Daughter of Zeus. I saw you do that one. That
For
was
sure.
pretty. Mm.
Yeah, Daughter of Zeus was important. That one was like historically accurate, probably adjacent.
Hmm.
Because like Gabby is still gonna have some MAC lipstick on and
Yeah.
um, I'm still gonna curl her hair with the curling iron.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so um oh my gosh, I'd have to like go through. I would love to do more, period stuff. It's just not as common in LA because it's
Yeah.
like too expensive to do period things here. So if you're gonna find most period projects, they're gonna be like in the UK. But
Mm.
I would love to do more period stuff or any
Yeah.
period stuff. Oh,
Hopefully
maybe
get that done.
well, I did work on the national tour of Parade, which
Hmm.
was set in the 20s. And that one was it's a very heavy show, but
Mm.
everything was very like accurate to the time, and was reminiscent of the show of Parade the Musical is about a real life person. Um, so they were very conscious of that and making really accurate design choices in that. So that was a really good experience to see it firsthand. But yeah, let's do more period stuff.
Yes, they're good. They're good. Okay. What do you think indie filmmakers understand more about creatively than bigger productions may forget?
Ooh, I think the indie world creatively, I think there's more, I want to say there's like more trust there.
Mm.
And I tend to find directors who want to collaborate instead of um uh like take over in a sense.
Correct.
It you just every indie films they're scrappy. They
Mm.
are typically lower budget, harder conditions. And I think in those environments, there's, trauma bonding involved.
Hmm.
And a lot of the times the producers or the directors don't have time to completely dictate like every aspect of your design or take too much, control or micromanage because their hand is in so many different pots. Um, but that's what makes it fun is you kind of get to show up and do some really cool stuff together, and build that trust.
Mm.
Yeah, I love the indie space. And
Yeah.
it's like making a comeback, which is good. I was with a production company for a few features and they were the best projects that I worked on. But then the producer
Mm.
moved to Texas, so I'm really mad at him
Oh,
for leaving.
come back. Come
I know it
back.
was a team. Everyone was amazing on it and we made really cool stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, once you like find those teams, it's really hard to like do anything else because you know how good it should be and how good
Yeah.
it can be. And you just kind
Yeah.
of are always striving to get back to that. But yeah, the indie world's kind of where it's at.
Mm. Do you find the restrictions a lot more with a lower budget?
It depends. If they want like really big effects, it's just not possible. And I think that's why you don't see a lot of effects, in the smaller budget space because it just can't afford it. I don't think people realize how expensive, like
Mm.
products are and how expensive it is to make things or the process it takes to build or to make, like pieces from scratch. So it's, I think there's a lot of misinformation out there on what effects entails and what it takes to accomplish it. And then so they're either they don't want to pay for it or they're too scared because they haven't worked with it before, which is a
Yeah.
bummer. And I find that a lot in the vertical space where I'm like, no, guys, I can do a slit throat. Like I can,
Hmm.
I can do a blood rig and it won't take any longer. I just have to tape this tube to their chest and the gunshot will look way better. But because they haven't
Yeah.
done it before, they don't know how much time it takes. And of
Mm.
course, time is, a huge factor in this space.
Yeah.
Um, but so I wish there was like a little more trust there and a little more room to explore what that looks like. But
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna it takes a director to trust their team and to
Mm.
um like just try it out once in a while to know like, "Yeah, we can do it. I can make it look really cool." But it's the first thing that always gets cut.
No, I guess it's hard as well because maybe you can do it, but maybe the next person they work with can't. And once you
Sure.
set a standard, you want to stick with it. So,
Yeah, no, that's so valid. And I think that that's the same in a lot of aspects of,
mm,
I know I've had to fight for like a kit fee or, for them to pay for certain elements of it because the last artist that they worked with just like donated stuff or
ah.
just like let them use things for free. And I'm like, No, don't do that. That costs
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
So no, that's totally a valid point, but let me do it. I just
Yeah. Just give me a
want
chance. Just once and I can show you what I can do.
exactly. Yeah. Someday.
I hope you get that chance.
Thank
I
you.
actually saw that the little reel of you throwing the blood at Cam and got in his eye instead.
That was a rough day.
Love that. It was funny for us.
It's funny for you. You obviously see my soul leave my body. Because it was not what was intended. But
Mm.
that of course I was also like at the end of a 14-hour day at 2 in the morning
Hmm.
after tramping through mud. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't
But I
have
can
the stuff
also
I
see people
needed.
try to laugh it off. They tried to laugh it
Yeah,
off and yeah.
you have. Yeah, I'm so glad they did
Yeah.
because yeah, some people wouldn't have taken that as well as he did.
Hmm.
So again,
Yeah.
shout out and love for Cam Man
Hmm.
for being a
Always.
good spirit.
Yeah. Okay. When audiences watch a film you've worked on, what's one detail you hope they notice?
Ooh, I hope they notice. Honestly, I hope they don't notice anything.
Hmm.
Because if what I did wasn't distracting or didn't take away from the story, then I've accomplished my job. Um, so if there's an opportunity for there to be like really cool moments, like The Substance is probably one of my favorite films right now. That film is like for effects and is for effects
Hmm.
people and is an ode to practicality and the effect that it can have on an audience. So in that sense, I hope they notice that it's good and it's done well.
Hmm.
But and if it's just kind of like a straight film or, there's nothing crazy going on, yeah, I hope they don't notice anything and that it is all just a part of an overall vision that all works together really well.
Yeah, it's just meant to be there. It's all natural type
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
just helps inform the character, it helps inform the story, and it doesn't take you out at all. It just helps you lose yourself in the overall vision.
Yeah, I can understand that. All right. Is there anything you would like anyone to know about you or your work? Hmm.
Ooh. Um,
A loaded question.
Loaded. I hope people know that I'm passionate about what I do and I love it and I want to keep doing it for forever.
Hmm.
And I hope people know that uh I can do a lot of stuff and
Hmm.
so let me do it. Um
Yep.
trust me a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh to bring you some cool moments. Oof. I think that's it.
Yeah. That's right. That's good. Give her freedom. Give her freedom. That's what we want.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
give makeup artists, a little bit of respect on set.
Hmm.
And let us do our job and let us do it well.
Yeah. I'm a big
If you're not
believer
rich,
and a big advocate by saying that every single person on set has a very important job, no matter who they are.
I absolutely agree. And you can tell when that respect is not shared amongst every department. And
Mm.
those instances are a huge bummer. Because at the end of the day, I'm just want to do my job and I want to do it well. And I think the actors' faces are really important.
Yep.
You know, some
I'm sure they
maybe don't,
agree. Yep.
right? Right? Right?
Yep.
I'm just trying to make it look good.
Mm.
Or really bad. I don't know. It depends on the scene, but
Yeah.
yeah, just a lot of trust and freedom and mutual respect amongst all team members is a good place to be.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Okay. What advice would you give to someone who wants to enter the film industry specifically through special effects makeup?
My advice would be to just absorb as much knowledge as possible. There are so many amazing resources nowadays that didn't exist, like 5 years ago. So like Stan Winston School is really great. It's an online course that you can kind of subscribe to, and they have a bunch of classes on there, and you can kind of figure out um, what your niche is. The great thing about effects is that you can go in one of a million different directions. So there's film, there's editorial, there's shop work. There's so many things that you can do in the space. So just start, just start and figure out what brings you joy and what that looks like for you, because it's a
Mhm.
very, very difficult industry. So my whole thing is kind of like, if you don't live, eat, breathe makeup and effects and film and storytelling, then don't do it, honestly, because it's just too hard to try to do it or to try to make it like a hobby. It's a very expensive hobby if that's how
Mhm.
you see it. Because I mean, a huge portion of my checks go to product and go
Yeah.
to my kit and go, and things are just getting more expensive, but our rates are not going up. So
Yeah.
um, it's a very expensive industry to try to take on. So, you don't want to discourage anyone, and I think everyone should try anything that their heart is leading them towards at some point, but just know that it is not like an easy road. And that if you really gotta want it, if
Mm.
you want it, if you want to get into it. Um,
Yeah.
but just be as knowledgeable as you can, and you can't have an ego.
Hmm.
Ego gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, when I was one of the head designers at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios, so I did the hiring for a couple years, and it was shocking how many young artists, like straight out of school, would come in thinking that they were hot shit. And I was like, yo,
Mm.
absolutely not.
I'm going to work in this space.
You got to earn it. And
Hmm.
I think, especially in this younger generation, I sound so old saying that, but like amongst,
Me too.
most people, there is this like entitlement, and I don't know where that comes from, but like you really have to work your way up, and you have to do the gigs for free starting out, and you have to
Mm.
assist, um, reaching out to established artists is also a really great way to figure out your niche and who you admire and the kind of style that you want to have. Um, but yeah, I think checking your ego at the door is like step one.
Yeah. I think that implies for no matter how big you get, to be honest, like still leave it at the door. You can still take pride in what you do, but you don't need to gloat or, make someone feel little, so to
No,
speak.
absolutely never, ever. And my big thing is like whenever I do get to hire a team, I want to hire people that are better than me because
Mm,
they make me look good. So
yeah.
I,
Yep.
yeah, I don't understand like any department heads who don't value their team or take into consideration the
Mm,
experience that they get to have backing them up. But I'm a huge proponent of checking ego at the door because at the end of the day, all I care about is that the it gets done and it gets done well. It doesn't have to be
yeah.
me. It just has to be, it just gotta look good. That's all I care
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think it's really important to be passionate about your work because it's someone else's face that you're showing that on.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. And that's why trust is so important in this space. And I take it very seriously because
Mm,
when you sit in my chair, you are entrusting me to do my job and to do it well. And that's a straight reflection on you. And so I'm really picky about like who I bring into the space if I do need an assistant or if I have someone that, like needs to cover. Um, because I've seen it before where like an artist had an actor in their chair and they were just like gossiping the whole time and kind of not downgrading, but like talking badly about people on the crew. And I could tell the person in the chair was
oh,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
And I was like, I went, they're trapped. Your actor is
Hmm.
trapped. They have to sit in your chair.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't want that to be an unpleasant experience ever. And I could tell
No.
that they didn't want to be there anymore. So I never want anyone to feel that way in my chair.
Yeah.
So I
You have to
take,
go on with a level of professionalism.
yeah, yeah, I take my chair space very
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
I want
That's
to
a
make
good
sure.
thing. And I'm sure so many people appreciate it. So,
I hope so. Yeah, I've heard some horror stories.
hmm. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I don't want to be that
Yeah.
person.
No. And I don't think you are. Not at all. All right. If you could design makeup for any film or director that you love, who would it be and why?
Ooh, I mean, I think top of the list for like anyone is Guillermo del Toro.
Mhm.
And anytime I watch a video, especially like watching the Frankenstein and seeing how collaborative he is, like he is someone who you can tell truly trusts his team and gives them the freedom to hone in their craft. Um, and it looks gorgeous. It looks all of his stuff looks just so beautiful. So yeah, Guillermo's like up there. I think Greta Gerwig would be so fun. So fun. She's such an amazing filmmaker. Um yeah, anything where I get to like create a character, especially if it's very like effects heavy, is the dream. Is the dream
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Whoever
Like
whoever does,
Avatar, maybe? Avatar?
if it wasn't CGI.
Yes, yes, if it wasn't CGI. I know that some parts of it is obviously makeup, but some of it's mostly CGI, right?
All the creatures, yeah, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But even like Sinners is like my favorite film last year. Um, Everyone looked so good. So yeah, anyone who's willing to put in the effort to let us like do our job, I
Mhm.
would love to do that.
Mm. Yeah. Do you feel like the industry is going more CGI or still allowing you guys to have a lot of freedom with that?
It's a little bit of both. I think we are very reliant on the directors who put their foot down and are saying like, I will never have AI in my film.
Yeah.
And that's someone like Guillermo del Toro who has said that very openly. Like, you will never see AI in my film. Um, but then there are, other filmmakers who are very open to AI and are going to take advantage of it. So
Mhm.
we're kind of at the mercy of the head honchos of these projects, who are either going to put their foot down or are going to give in to the machine,
Mhm.
which is scary on our end, because it's
Yeah.
like you would hope that people, I mean, and I don't feel like audiences want to see that either. So I don't know
No.
who's winning in that situation. Um, but like I know of a filmmaker in Atlanta who has his own studio who hired a makeup team. They did a makeup test. He did a scan of the makeup and fired the makeup team and used the scan for the whole production.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's actively like happening now, which is a big bummer. And I've talked to a couple of heads of like effect studios who are have said that they are scared of what AI
Mhm.
is and what it can do to our platform and our craft in
Yeah.
general. But ultimately it's out of our control. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing what I love and hopefully find people that find value in what we do
Hmm.
and won't
Yeah.
get rid of us.
Mm.
But I
Unfortunately,
mean,
I saw the verticals have now done a few AI. I
mm,
was very disappointed to see that. I'm all for real actors, real jobs, give people work, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, especially, in this space.
Hmm.
Like only matter. I mean, they look awful though.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
I agree. 100% agree.
I
Yeah.
know they'll get better or whatever, but like I don't know. I don't know if there's an audience for that yet. I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
there will.
you'll get the odd person that watches it, but I mean, from what I've seen, people don't want it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it's atrocious. So hopefully it keeps looking bad forever.
Fingers crossed. All right. What is your funniest moment on set?
Well, I think it's quiet. I think I'm pretty sure it went viral on TikTok. Um, yeah, that's up there. Oof. Yeah, that was that was funny.
I missed what you
Um,
said then. What was that? Sorry, which one? Viral on TikTok?
oh, Cam with
Okay.
Cam.
Yes. Yep. It's funny. It's
It's
funny.
really funny. Yeah, I can't think of another one that comes to mind that beats that one.
Yeah.
That was yeah, the that was pretty
It
funny.
was a good
That
shot. You did well.
and the way he edited the video made it even funnier. So
Yeah, I agree. He was funny. All right, last question. Could you please walk us through what a day on set looks like for you?
sure.
Mm.
So I get there. Okay. Like
Did
yesterday, what did it look like? Okay. Yeah, get to set, set up my stuff. I have a lot of stuff.
it?
Because I'm finding that a lot of the times, I need to come up with things day of,
Mhm.
because everything is just so fast. So I have a lot of stuff. And setting all that up, I get the actor in my chair as soon as possible, depending on who's in the first scene. Get them through in record time and about half the time that I actually need. And
Mhm.
then they go to set, and then I go to set with them if I can, if I don't have another person's makeup or hair to do, and just make sure that their look is maintained throughout the day, and
Yeah.
looks good on camera. And then if it was a day like yesterday where I'm all of a sudden adding scrapes and slash marks on bodies, and deep cut wounds that don't make sense, and
Mm.
and blood and all that jazz. Um, those are fun. They're a little stressful when it's not like planned out ahead of time, but I like to go with the flow and add things when needed.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but that was literally yesterday where it was like,
Yeah.
hey, can we add all these things that we never talked about? And I was like,
Yeah.
sure. You can't say no.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
can't say no.
Yeah.
So that's why I bring everything. People are like, you have so much stuff. I was like, yeah,
Be
because of
prepared.
this,
Yeah.
because what you just happened.
Yeah.
Um, and then get them out of it because I believe if I put it on them, I'm gonna take it off. Because a
I
lot I've
love
heard like,
that.
yeah, makeup artists like bail, and I'm like, it's my
Oh,
fault. It's your body. I'm gonna help you take it off.
yeah.
Um, so staying for removal and skincare is really important. So make sure that they have everything they need to get anything off their face so that their
Yeah.
skin stays in good health. Um, and then pack it all up and do it again the next day.
I love that you do that because I spoke to an actress before that said that when she got home, took off her makeup, she had a lot of allergies and like, she broke out in pimples and just things like that because it was caked on, but she had to wait till she got home. But her skin's really sensitive too, but it's just, I love that you take it off them straight away so they don't have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
especially like we're doing it's a marathon. We're doing this, for 8 to 10 days.
Mm,
And especially because we're covering so many days, in a day in terms of like story days. I could be taking stuff off and on like all day long, and I always try to fight against that
yeah.
because I'm like, listen, I get it that like it makes sense for us to stay in the same location for these two scenes, but these are two different looks. And if we move
Mm,
this, they're in the same look, and then I only have to like reset them twice as opposed to like four times. So I'll
yeah.
always vouch for the performers, because at the end of the day, like they're the ones on screen. So if I'm gonna irritate their skin all day long, there's no coming back from that. No
Mm,
amount of like foundation or cleanser is gonna ma- like make that okay. Um, so yeah, I always try to vouch for my actors and their health and make sure that I'm not destroying their face or their hair.
mm,
Even the amount of times that like their hair they get wet in a shower scene and then they're in the living
mm,
room and then but then they're outside by the pool and they're wet again and they're dry like that's
mm,
so damaging to them. And especially if that's on like day two, then like I'm chasing that for the next 2 weeks.
mm.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
believe in always fighting for your actors and making sure that their health and their safety comes first.
Yeah. And it could be something as simple as heat protection for their hair. That's a major thing.
Yeah, I mean, that should always, are people not using heat protection?
No comment.
No, that's so bad. I always use heat protection. Always put sunscreen on them. Like,
Yeah.
especially when we're shooting outdoors, I will have a sunscreen bottle every hour and a half, clocking it. Being like, no,
Yeah.
we're gonna hold. I need to put sunscreen on them.
Mm, it's good.
Because they have a job to do. They're focused on their character and their lines. So the least I can do is my job and making sure that they
Mm.
look good and stay looking good and don't die.
That's a good start. Yes. That's a very
It's
good
a
start.
goal.
Well, I'm sure they really appreciate that too.
I hope so.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I know that you've had a really long day, so thank you.
I love working,
Yeah.
so let's keep doing it. Every day is a long day.
Yes. Yeah, and you love working with freedom, so more freedom days.
Yeah, that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's tell the people.
I'll try very hard. All right. Well, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you again very soon.
So nice to talk to you. Thank you so much.